We're on the road to the award show. I'm here with Colby Robinson, the winner of the 40-Hour Film Project 2024. You got to see this one. Colby, I think we just got to talk about this right off the bat. You're in college right now.
I am. I'm going into my junior year. I went to MCC for 2 years, got my associates in film production there. Now I'm going over to SUNY Purchase, which is pretty close to New York City in Westchester County. I'm really excited. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So when I met Colby for the first time, it was on stage at the Buffalo 40-Hour Film Project Award show. I had no idea who this person was because there's a lot of people that are repeat in the 40-Hour Film Project, but you were not. You're very new in your whole career.
Yeah.
So this was a very exciting thing. And you told me that you were wanting to go to Purchase. You are now in. You're about to do it. How does it feel to be embarking on this journey after having won the best filmmaking competition in all known universes?
Well, I can't tell you how excited I am. I've never been away from home before. Like at MCC, it's really close to my house, so I lived at home my whole life. But this is like my first time getting to step away, be more independent, and go to a school that just kind of felt right. We toured a couple of them, and Purchase just kind of spoke out to me about like something about it just felt kind of like home, away from home to an extent. I'm really excited. I mean, from what I saw, the film program is amazing. I heard a lot of good things from my professor at MCC who advocated hard for it. So I can't wait to go. I'm so excited.
So your film in SpiderBot Studios, is this your first film ever?
My first non-student film, I guess you could say. I mean, I shot a couple when I was in middle school, but do those even count?
Well, they do. Every film counts.
Every film
This
counts.
is not your first film. We have to see your middle school cut of whatever film that was.
I mean, you can find them on YouTube somewhere, but I'm not saying. It's for the diehards.
Okay.
But, yeah, it was my first film with, like, kind of like a real crew with, like a real actress that's know what she's doing and real actors. So it was very different than anything I've ever been doing before. A lot of that is due to my friend Ben Chatfield. He's an awesome guy. He's always encouraging me to work on new projects and pursue ideas, and I'm always trying to do the same for him. And I met him through a mutual friend, and we got coffee one day, and he brought up the 48 because he had no idea I was into film before then.
All right.
And he's like, have you ever heard of a 48-hour film project? And he walked me through how, like, it's basically a challenge, like a trial by fire of sorts. You know, see if you can work under pressure and just see, like, what you can create in such a little time. And I told him that I think that'd be really exciting, and I'd love to do it. And so he's done a few of them in the past and other film challenges. So he gathered a few friends that he'd known, who took a chance on me being on my team, and I'm so grateful for them. Emily Sayes, Amber, and just so cooperative and so friendly. I couldn't be more grateful for the team I had, just willing to put themselves out there and take a chance on me. And they even had to come to Rochester to do it. I mean, I don't live in Buffalo. I live in the next city over.
So that's super interesting because not only are you bucking the trend of being, generally the person that wins this competition is in some way produced a lot or professional or any of these things. So there's that, but they're also usually from Buffalo. They're not. So not only were you doing it somewhat remotely, but you have not a body of work under you to have trained you so far. So what was it like coming into this cold with no idea? Were you like nervous about it? Were you scared? How did it? Because obviously it turned out great, but how did it feel coming into it?
This is the most anxiety I've ever felt in my life was shooting this. The story is kind of crazy. My family petrified of the city of Rochester. I live in Henrietta, the suburb outside of the city. So I have never really spent a lot of time in the city because my parents are, I don't know why, they're terrified. They're super paranoid.
Okay.
And so, but Ben, on the other hand, has. So he was very helpful finding locations and stuff, or just things that would look nice on camera, and giving me some ideas of where to shoot certain scenes and stuff like that.
Well, he does some like urban exploration stuff too. Am I wrong?
He does. Yeah, he definitely does. And he really loves like natural landmarks and like just like stuff that are distinct about places and cities. He lives out in Palmyra, but even like out there, he's always talking about certain things that are of cultural relevance or just fascinating that like are kind of just cool to capture on a camera.
Awesome.
So he loves that stuff, and he was super helpful when I was making my project.
Well, so it sounds like you had a wonderful team. Your cinematography, you won Best Cinematography also.
I did.
No small feat. Welcome to the club. Wonderful place to be. How do you feel about that? Who on your crew did the cinematography? And, the film itself, the visual language of it, I think, is part of what makes it so successful. How did that come to be?
So Ben was originally going to be the main cinematographer, and his friend Emily, now our friend, was going to be the assistant cinematographer, getting the secondary shot and stuff like that. But we had some complications on set, so he was only really getting what you see at the very beginning and what at the very end, where she's leaned up against the wall. That stuff is pretty much just Ben.
Okay.
Everything else you see is Emily.
All right.
And she, like her and I think we did a great job picking spots that stand out to match Amber's costume for the scene. Like she had like a sweater on, and she like started off like kind of like with her hair nicer and stuff. And then as time went on, like kind of just rubbed some dirt on her, made her look a little messy, like lost the sweater. So as she starts like walking around like nice looking locations, beautiful flowers, like red flowers that make her hair stand out too, or like yellow that like just makes her like her outfit pop. And then as we try to go on, we try to find grayer, browner, more decrepit looking areas to put her in, where even though she's wearing like a vibrant outfit, it kind of stands out, but you can see that the outfit's getting dirtier along with her as she kind of loses herself throughout the film. So that's like one of the things we were going for, and I think one of the things that helped make it look the way it did.
So the locations were also kind of a character in that they really complement her or even juxtaposed with her in the parts where she's, brighter and maybe cleaner, and you have these drab spots, and she degraded over time too with it.
Yes, it was one of those things that we were definitely thinking about the most when shooting it. Like a lot of the stuff that makes it look maybe a little trippier, like camera tricks, most of it came in the editing, but of course you can't edit it to just look like that without first getting the initial shots.
To be fair, I was going to say the cinematography itself though has a very unique look.
It was.
And I understand you're using somewhat of a unique camera, but your lens selection must have been a little bit more out of the box than normal, because this film just has a unique look. It's got a lot of saturation. It's got a lot of stuff that was shot in relatively dark places that it's coming through real crisp. I don't know, were you using like real fast lenses or any special lenses or anything?
Honestly, I think the biggest trick that helped was we didn't shoot this with a gimbal or a way to stabilize the camera.
Okay.
So in post we did an auto stabilizer for our shots.
Yeah.
And because like we're moving around a lot and like getting a lot of like shots of movement, the auto stabilizer had to kind of work overtime.
Okay. So a little bit of that
to make them look
warp,
stiller.
Yeah.
And yeah, it would warped the images to make them look a little trippier. And like there's one part where she's like walking along some flowers, and it kind of does like this forward and backward thing, which just kind of came out in the edit. It was really cool how that ended up.
Very cool. So back to the camera for a second. This is a Kinefinity RAW, right? Is that what that is, or no?
No. So Ben's camera is a Terra 4K.
Okay.
Sort of like an overseas ripoff of a Red camera. Yeah. But we actually didn't use that one too much. We used Emily's camera a lot, which for the life of me, I cannot remember what camera she used.
Okay.
But it wasn't really a cinematography camera. It was more like for photography.
Yeah.
So I'm a little like surprised how well it came out, but I think a lot of that is dedicated to her and how well she knows her camera.
Okay.
Just being able to like make the shots, organize it, frame it in a way, and she just knows her equipment really well.
Well,
so I think a lot of that's dedicated to her.
And it just goes to show that people can do incredible things on any camera. And the difference between a really great camera now and a prosumer camera in what the image output is doesn't matter a ton if you have a really great story and you use it really well. I mean, that's you throw a really expensive camera in the hands of someone who can't use it, you're not going to get a good image out of it.
Right.
Conversely, the tech is there on a lower end camera now to produce a beautiful image. And cameras for a long time, in a photography sense, have been able to produce beautiful images for a very long time. The video is just sort of catching up over time. But truly an amazing underdog story because your whole team sounds like everyone's young, everyone's fresh, and even your first time in the city, you're wondering yourself. It sounds like a remarkable journey for you. I understand you almost didn't do the 48. You were booked on a family trip or something?
Yeah, so my family was planning on vacationing to Hershey, Pennsylvania. My sister does soccer, and a friend of mine who also worked on the film named Josh, where we've been close for a long time, and our sisters are close. So both our families are going to go there for like a vacation for the weekend for the soccer tournament. But I was talking to Ben, and as like we were selling and deciding to do it, we realized that they kind of overlapped with each other. So I kind of made a strict decision. My family like, look, I'm going to stay home this weekend. I want to try and do this competition. I think it can be good for like what I want to do in the future, good for exposure and stuff, or even just a good experience trying to do something like this. And they were very understanding and encouraging. But I talked to my friend Josh, and like I said, he's been one of my best friends since like middle school. And I told him, look, I'm not going on this vacation. This is something I really want to do. And instead of going, he's like, look, dude, if this is something you're serious about, I want to help you out. I'm here for you. He's always in my corner. And so he came through, helped work on it, and he was just one of those guys that was run around. Like he was just there kind of doing whatever you need him to do. He doesn't have any experience like working in film and stuff like that. At least he didn't really before this stuff. But he was always ready to go no matter what I asked him to do. He would always.
Awesome. That's a good friend to have. And just a good friend in general to stay back with you to work on this film. And we're so glad you did because clearly it worked out all right. It's funny to hear you say that, this could be good for me. I really want to try this out. Seems like it worked. And that's really great thinking on your end. It would have been, even if you didn't win, it would have been good for you.
Yes,
you would have learned a lot and it would have been cool, but the results speak for themselves.
I can't tell you, like when we were at that award show and my family was there, just because I'd never done it before, and there were some other films there that I thought were great, or like maybe it looked like they had it more together than I did on set, or like looked like they just knew what they were doing more. And I was impressed with a lot of the films that I saw alongside mine. Didn't know if I'd even come away with any awards. I was hoping to get something, maybe just one, if that's it. And to come away with cinematography was awesome. I mean, for that's Emily, huge. It was. I can still see the look in her eyes. She was so excited. I was so happy for her to get that. I think it was like some sort of like affirmation for her almost. That like she's like pursuing something and it's really coming out, and I think she's great, and I'm so glad. That's why I ended up giving that award to her to keep because I really thought she deserved it. Yeah. And then when I got Best Directing, that was one like similar to Emily. It spoke to me a lot. Like that's just something like I really want to be a director someday, and like working in studios and stuff. And to get something like that, it just kind of made me feel like I was on the right track. And it was the best. And then winning Best Film. I can't even put it into words. My family was so excited, and it was so unexpected. It was a moment I'll never forget. Well, I promise you.
It is. It's an unforgettable moment. It was for me too. And I remember I did have some sense of who you were at that point because you'd been on the stage twice earlier, but relatively unknown. So for us to have this underdog story play out that we didn't even know because we didn't know you were in college. We didn't know anything. We just saw SpiderBot Studios, Golby, all right. It was shocking, but felt so cool for us too that it happened that way. Underdog is always an awesome win. It's super cool and super fun. But to have it be this much of an underdog, almost shocking, I'll be honest with you. So it's super cool. When the judges were judging, it was a quick decision. It was pretty remarkable. They talked about it maybe for 15 seconds, had it on SpiderBot, bam, that was it. But when you have best cinematography and best directing, those are two huge pieces of the puzzle.
They are.
Two huge pieces of the puzzle. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
What was your favorite part of the award show?
Favorite part of the award show? Honestly, kind of getting to watch the top 10 again. Because I only went to one of the screenings, the one that mine was showing at, just because it's kind of hard to travel to Buffalo 2 days in a row and stuff. I didn't get my whole family to go out there. So I got to see a bunch of films that I didn't get to see on day one, and it was really cool. Even one that was shot by like a bunch of young kids.
Okay, yeah.
And that was just unique. Like I've never seen anything like it. It's so cool to just see like people just so young, but with also like a lot of like inspiration, admiration for like the project.
Yeah,
like
was Julia Ottavino, David Ottavino's daughter. David Ottavino was a team leader, but it was kids. It was remarkable. And that was our third runner-up.
I know it was shockingly good. I will say, just because, I mean, I think it's easy to underestimate kids, but they will always come when you don't expect it. Like, they will always come through. It's impressive.
And they were hilarious.
They were so funny and adorable. It was awesome.
So you could have said your favorite part of the award show was when you won, but you actually talked about the other filmmakers and the other films, and that is the kind of guy you are. That's super cool. What was your favorite part? Because there's a whole other level to this, of Filmpalooza. What was that like for you?
Going to Seattle. I've never been to Seattle before. The time zone is crazy, traveling between time zones like that. Oh, man. But Seattle was an interesting city. Rained every day. I never saw the sun once. But, I mean, it's one of those places you kind of just always hear about, like one of those famous cities. So I was just excited to travel. I like traveling. I haven't gotten too much of an opportunity to travel outside New York, even though I'd love to do that more someday. So just doing that was exciting on its own. But then I got to meet people from all over the world. Met these really cool guys from Rome.
Cool.
Super nice. Another guy that's from like a French island, like an island, some French territory kind of deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Super small. It was so cool. Just people all over that I got to meet. And there was a screening of The Sting, which great movie.
Yeah.
Never seen it before that moment, but I really loved it. And I even I talked to the writer a little bit and got to meet him face to face. So that was really cool. And his story was interesting too, because he really didn't work in Hollywood that much. He just due to his quality of work, Hollywood just kept kind of seeking him.
Okay.
Which is very interesting to see. So stuff like that is. It was a great time. Just seeing around Seattle. Like went to the Space Needle, and even just like meeting all these people. It was so much fun. I'm a little surprised how much fun I had. At first, I was nervous. I didn't know how well I do or whatever. And even though I didn't win, I don't have any regrets or bad feelings about going. I think it was a great time. And
it's a tough win because this is top 15 in the world. Out of like 3,500 films that come through. So really, being there is part of the winner's experience, and you do get the local trophy at the event. So everyone does a stage walk and everything like that. But just to see it and be a part of it is remarkable, and especially at your age. You know, I don't know how elated I would have been to have won and been there at your age. When I did, I was probably like 25 or 26. So, you're way ahead of the game, way ahead of the game. And congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
Last thing to touch on, because you talked just now about the movie The Sting and how this person was not really a big part of Hollywood. But I know that part of what draws you to movies and what part of gets you excited about opportunities in the future is the story of the Terrifier films.
Oh, yeah.
So what about the Terrifier films story attracted you to filmmaking?
I'll run through it as quick as possible.
All right.
That's one of my favorite things.
All right.
So Damien Leone, the guy who made the Terrifier movies, he made 2 short films kind of on a whim and took a good chunk out of his savings to make them. He ran them at some like horror independent competitions. and got some notoriety where like both of them were screening at the same time. So he was approached by this like really independent producer who said, look, you already have 2 shorts. I want to fund you to make one more and like a wraparound story. And we're going to do an anthology thing. So he did that, and that was called All Hallows Eve. And that got some mainstream, not really mainstream, like for like a B movie attention.
Sure, yeah.
Mostly because of the poster and his design of Art the Clown, the iconic killer, like just made it notable. And then he heard that, hey, you might have something of this clown here. Like that is like the biggest thing that stands out about these shorts. So he wrote a little screenplay for it. It's really quick, like 80 minutes. And he was searching for funding online, like a GoFundMe, and he found a local business owner that was near him who just loves movies, has sitting around. He's like, sure, I'll finance your whole thing. So he gave him $35,000. Like that's it to make Terrifier 1. And when the movie hit Netflix, it just blew up. I mean, it was like unbelievably popular, especially on horror channels. And he was did makeup and stuff for a lot of his, so he did a lot of the graphics and the gore.
Okay.
And that was why he had experience in before making these movies. So one of the biggest things that stood out about Terrifier was how unhinged it was.
Yeah.
It was seeing, I kind of see where a woman gets sawed in half upside down.
Yeah.
And that was like kind of what made it so popular. Like, can you take this movie because of the intense stuff in it?
Yeah.
And I was watching that probably way too young. I don't even
How old were you watching the Terrifier?
Probably like 13.
Okay,
maybe 12.
yeah, all right.
Maybe 12. It was, I mean,
But they are set up, I mean, they're not for kids because they're like horror movies, but they are for kids. They're for teenagers.
Yeah, they are like challenge
Yeah,
yourself
I
and
mean,
stuff.
well, even as the series goes on, I mean, it's about teenagers.
It is.
Yeah. So it's a who the audience is a little questionable because it's content that is definitely like in terms of the level of violence. I mean, I don't know what they're actually rated, but it's like extreme gore.
They're actually unrated.
Okay,
They didn't
all right.
rate.
Well, because how it would just be. Is there anything above NC-17? I don't even know. Is that the highest it goes?
I think so.
But then the characters are like high school kids and stuff like that. So it was like, where does this fit? I enjoyed it watching it as an adult person, but I think that maybe the target audience is like younger people had a sleepover and they got a hold of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think the first one looks cheaper. It looks like a low budget movie, but it doesn't look $35,000 low budget.
No, $35,000 is very, very.
It's
and the film itself, it's in warehouses, it's in the street, that kind of place. So there's not paying a lot for big locations, but the gore effects are through the roof. I guess if he's doing them, he can compromise on that budget because it's him. But yeah, remarkable movie for $35,000. Unreal.
Real fast for the rest of them. I mean, so after that, he tried to do a GoFundMe and get the second one made, requested over like about 10 times the budget. It was $250,000 what he wanted. He got it in a day. That's how popular Terrifier 1 was. Yeah. And it took him 5 years to make it just because, life and stuff, how that works. Yeah. And then when the movie came out, I remember me and my friend, it was like one of those things, sleepover, we bonded watching Terrifier in the basement. We were so excited for Terrifier 2.
So this is the audience.
Yep, it's me. Yeah. It's me. Yeah. I went and saw it when it came out in theaters, super limited release, like a fandom event.
All right.
Fathom event? I don't know. Saw that day one, loved it immediately. Loved it so much better than the first one just because I felt like he was finally tapping into the potential he had. And then the third one actually got picked up by a studio that took a chance on it and released it to theaters unrated with a much bigger run. And it's the most profited unrated movie ever to be in theaters.
Very cool.
It is very cool. Then now he's working on Terrifier 4. And
4's on the way, right?
4's on the way, and he has other things he wants to work on. And for me, it's just really cool to see a guy that he just kind of took a chance on himself, like super low budget, and anything can happen. If you have an idea that people are interested in, then you don't need to go to like a major studio, or you know what I mean? Like you don't have to be within the system already. You can kind of carve your own path and do something that'll make you stand out. And now he has all these fans and people that love him, and even the people in those movies are starting to have careers outside of just Terrifier. It's really exciting to see how well an indie movie can thrive if your idea is good enough and just hits the audience right. So it's one of my favorite stories out there. It's one of the most inspiring stories for me as a filmmaker. And I don't know, I just love it.
It truly is inspirational, and it is that idea that everyone does have a shot in this. And the 40 Hour Film Project gives everyone a chance
It
to
does.
make their movie and to have a good time. But, you know, in your future, as you progress, you have this base now where you've already achieved some success and you already have some credentials. That's pretty cool to have at your
is.
age. And you can build and grow from there. Are you going to pursue horror in general, or what's your thing? What do you have a particular take on your style?
Right now I'm more of I like more serious stuff, like drama and just like more thought provoking things. I guess I'm not opposed to doing a horror movie or whatever. It's just kind of I don't really know people that can do graphics and stuff very well yet. So I want to expand my network, so I can try and explore other ideas and things. So that's one of the biggest things I'm going to focus on in purchase is one, finding out where I'm going to go next and making connections to make all the things I want to do happen.
Even the people in your film program at Purchase,
Yeah.
stay tight because you form a clique now, and maybe you're bouncing around and people are going all different ways, but you always know your core and your friends.
Exactly.
And you take each other with you. So your future is bright. Already won the 40-Hour Film Project in Buffalo. Fantastic achievement. And we may or may not see your work again if you're going to Purchase. Maybe you're doing the New York one, but we hope to see you again on the big screen.
I
And
hope
thank
so
you very
too.
much, my friend.
Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate it.